Touchdown, Toronto! Leafs destroy the Philadelphia Flyers 7-2 after getting the worst game after playing the worst game on Saturday in Nashville against the Predators. And thank God for that, because we definitely needed one of these wins against one of the worst teams out there, against the Philadelphia Flyers. I believe that's what it is. Anyways, coming in this game, you played pretty badly. You played against the Predators, which was honestly the worst game to this day. Like, Leafs were up 2-0 in that game, and they just squandered that one by Philip Forsberg. And look, I've done that rant where the Leafs lost 5-2 to the Predators, but instead of saying Philip Forsberg, I said Anton Forsberg. So I apologize in advance if I said the wrong Forsberg. I meant to say the Predators Forsberg, not the Sens Forsberg, and it's my fault. I really shouldn't have said that, but you know what? It's done. Game's over. It's no more. It's out. But Leafs played a really good game against the Flyers, who just came off their worst loss to the Chicago Blackhawks. And coming into this game, you expect a better game, and that's what they did. We just destroyed them. We just belt to ass. We just gave the Flyers a BTA. B2A. That was pretty good. Okay, first period of the game, it was a little bit close because, look, two players got called for one being a board, the other one being a rough. It was a 4-on-4. And, of course, Leafs get called for a penalty. Leafs kill off that penalty. And I thought, okay, this is where the problem comes in. Leafs had the puck, but then the Flyers player just comes in, steals the puck. The Leafs turn over the puck by Philly, and the Leafs are down 1-0. Philly strikes first. Yeah, not how I want to start that game. But not long after, the Leafs respond back in a jiffy, and it was by John Tavares who scores to tie this game up at 1. And thank God, because it was John Tavares. And then, of course, the Philadelphia Flyers were stupid to not count because they were called too many men on the ice. They didn't know that they did not learn how to count, but the Leafs end up finding a way to score on the power play, and it was by William Nylander off a deflection off of a skate from Philadelphia, and the Leafs take the lead. It's 2-1 Leafs. We're pretty good about that. We're up at the end of the first period. Good first period. That's what I like. We just got to keep it going. And that's when, in the second period, that's when we turned it up a notch. Because not only did we score 1, not 2, not 3, we scored 4 goals. The Leafs, scored 4 goals in that game in the second period. And of course, it was by whom else? Well, first, nice to Bobby McMann. McMann gets his 20th goal of the season. He scores. It's 3-1 Leafs. And then both John Tavares and William Nylander all double down. They double out. They double down. And it's 5-1 Leafs. 4-1 by John Tavares and 5-1 by William Nylander after the Flyers take an icing call. And they did just that. However, the one thing that happened was John Tortorella calling a timeout on the Flyers to get this team back. You were lucky he wasn't swearing or yelling, because that guy is freaking. That guy's that coach Tortorella. He may be a good coach and all, but he needs to He needs to calm down. Take a chill, bro. It's not that bad. You see what happened? You saw what happened again when he was the Blue Jackets head coach. He was rampaging. He was on a rage spree. Same with the Rangers, and same with the Canucks. And then the Leafs, of course, we have a breakaway by David Kampf. He goes 5-hole, nifty, on Samuel Ernson, and the Leafs up 6-1. That was like easy chipping by David Kampf. Okay, good stuff there. And of course, the Flyers retained one back and was by Sean Couturier, and it's 6-2 Leafs. Not bad, but D don't collapse here. And let's end this in the third period, where luckily, okay, this is where it gets even interesting, because guess who scored? It was Morgan Riley. And I thought it was 7-2. I thought it was like that. Nope. Tortorella had to challenge the play for goalie interference, and it was no goal because Mitch Marner just interfered with the Philly goaltender. Are you kidding me, bro? Enough with the silly penalties, dude. Enough with the silly coaches challenge, dude. Enough with the silly goaltender interference. That is not a no goal. That is not interference on Mitch Marner. That is a good goal by Morgan Riley. And you want to take that goal away? That's your fault, bro. Marner just got hit by a Flyers player. Ain't no way you can call that interference. Just because someone hits you and he just fell to the down to the goaltender, it doesn't mean it's goalie interference. That ain't goalie interference, god dang it. Because I knew what happened. Mitch Marner's goal got called back for offside. In the Detroit game. Back in December. Back in November, Leafs get absolutely, screwed because Nick Robertson's goal didn't count because of goalie interference. Then take Matthew Knies' goal, for example. He didn't even get a goal. It was like goalie interference there. Then, of course, you go to the Scott Lockton goal. That goal, of course, didn't count because of a high stick coming off of a shot from Brandon Carlo, when clearly it is not, because it was not high stick. It was deflected, damn it. And then, of course, the John Tavares high stick goal in Calgary, where it was no goal on Calgary, on Toronto. I'm like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, this is ridiculous. If you're going to play the game fair and square. Don't let the refs steal the show because, oh my god, the officiating sucked like crap. You go back to the Islanders game. Well, not the Leafs and Islanders game. Just the Islanders and the Jackets game. You saw what happened. You thought it was goalie interference on the Isles, but ain't no way that's goalie interference on New York. Man, you saw that game. They got royally screwed. But it don't matter because Max Domi comes in. He just gets the puck and he scores, and it's 7-2 Leafs. Now count it, refs. And the game ends like that. And it's pretty good because Leafs, we just took down the Flyers. We just swept them with ease. And they just destroyed the living snot out of the Philadelphia Propellers. Yeah, the Philadelphia Propellers aren't that good. Not at home and on the road. You may think you got some goaltender. You got some good guys. You got Trevor Konecny. You got Andrei Kuzmenko. You got all these guys. But it's just not enough because you're going to rebuild and you're going to develop. That's why I call the Philadelphia Flyers the Philadelphia Propellers, because they're not good. And of course, when I call them the Propellers, they got young guys. And of course, if you were going to think that of course, Flyers are going to be the young Kings like this, I'm scared because these two goaltenders are freaking good. Expect the unexpected because you're going to see the Flyers lose every game. And look, it's typical Philadelphia this season. This year, 2024-25, was a Philly disaster. The 76ers collapsed. They're going on a tank. They're not that good this year. We saw the Flyers be absolutely trash. Even when you thought they were going to be good, they're down in the standings in the Metro Division, 8th place in the division. Damn it! I thought the Islanders wasn't bad enough. No question about it. But they're finding a way. And then, of course, the Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles already won a Super Bowl. I mean, they're good. Minus the players that they're losing. And, of course, the Phillies, which you need to see more about the Philadelphia Phillies because the Phillies are something here. And I'll take it, but I'm not sure. But anyways, I think that's about it for this game. What a game from the Leafs. Stoley did a great job against the Philadelphia Flyers. It was a good win. And look what we just did. We just swept the Philadelphia Propellers. Leafs win 3-2 in overtime over the Flyers by Morgan Riley. Dennis Hildeby was again, Ildaby, gonna improve, but he was the beast against Philly. Joseph Wold was the biggest star of the show, and Matthew Nice puts the dagger in the heart of Philly. And then, of course, we go to Anthony Storlars, and we just destroyed Philly. Belt to ass on the Philadelphia Propellers, 7-2. It was a touchdown game in Toronto. It feels good, man. It feels so good. Anyways, that is it. The next game for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they head to San Jose on Thursday night to start a 3-game Californian road trip where they take on the San Jose Sharks. And the last time the Leafs played against the Sharks, Leafs were up 2-0, and the Sharks came back and played hero by making the Leafs blow a 2-0 lead thanks to Tyler Toffoli. You can think that why, you can say why, but holy crap, that game was BS at its finest. That was supposed to be a winnable game for the Leafs, but we ended up blowing ourselves in the foot. I get it was a second night of back-to-back, but I don't care. You got to win that game against the Sharks. They're terrible. They beat off the Bruins on Saturday. I mean, like, holy smokes. The Sharks, they might as well get the first overall pick. And that is on the day that the Blue Jays play their game against the Baltimore Orioles. Now, there's a chance either I do this rant when the Leafs play against the Sharks, I might be wearing my Blue Jays jersey, or if they win or something, lose or win. But if they win, either I do the rant or just do it on Friday afternoon after my lab class, which of course you've seen that before from January, February, and March. You saw me do those Leafs rants after my class, so you don't and then wait until the next day and then wait until that gets uploaded. But I'll see what I can do on Thursday, I'll see what I can do with that rant if that thing gets uploaded Friday morning, Friday afternoon. It depends. So let's just keep winning and let's just beat the San Jose Sharks. And for God's sakes, Leafs, please don't get embarrassed by the San Jose Sharks, because oh my God, can we just beat the Sharks? I don't want to get swept by them because that Sharks team sucked crap right now. Anyways, let's go Leafs. Yeah!